This is going to be my second video update. This time I am coming to you from Larnaca, Cyprus. Let's take a walk to the beach area down that way. Let's go for a walk to the beach and talk about some news. Let's update a few stories that I've reported on over the past couple of days. The first update that I have is with the missile strike in Donetsk, outside of Donetsk, in Matveyka, and the latest report from the Russian Ministry of Defense is that there are now 89 soldiers who have been killed in that missile strike. So it was 63, and as they clear away rubble and debris, the number of dead has risen to 89. That is the first update there. We also have what many are calling the Russian retaliation to Matveyka, which was in Dubrovsky, I believe, is what is the name of that town. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but one sec. Let me cross here. But I reported on this yesterday as well. Allegedly, the Russians hit. It was thought that the Russians hit an ice rink that was being used as like a military facility and a place for the HIMARS to be stored. But I'm now hearing that they actually hit a building next to the ice rink, which was a real like warehouse and a military facility where HIMARS were located, as well as Ukrainian soldiers were there as well. And according to Russian telegram channels, and I believe actually the Russian Ministry of Defense, I'm looking for the story, but I can't find it. I can't locate it now. But according to reports, if I remember correctly, there was 100 dead from this Russian missile strike in this town. 100 Ukraine military died, as well as 2 HIMARS were destroyed. That was the story there. This is the town that the French TV channel was reporting from, and the explosion occurred right behind the reporter from a French TV channel. That's supposedly the retaliation strike from the Russian military, the retaliation to the Matveyka. So we have that update as well. I wish I had the story bookmarked, but I don't. I don't have it bookmarked. Anyway, I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. That is the second update. The third update that I have is a Christmas theme park in Larnaca. No, just kidding. Not a Christmas theme park in Larnaca. Let's see. Let me go this way around. Is the birthday tweet from the Ukraine Parliament that I talked about a couple of days ago that upset the Prime Minister of Poland, Morawiecki. He was pissed off at the fact that Let me cross over here. At the fact that Ukraine was celebrating Bandera's birthday. This must have come as a big shock to the Prime Minister of Poland, given the fact that Bandera is a national hero and they celebrate his birthday every year. But anyway, this year, the Polish Prime Minister was doubly upset. And I love bumper cars, by the way. Love them. Awesome. And so that tweet from the Ukraine Parliament glorifying Stepan Bandera's birthday, that tweet has been removed, interestingly enough. So that tweet has vanished, but I'm sure there are thousands upon millions of screenshots taken of that tweet. and the internet never forgets. And I'm sure next year they'll send out the same tweet, because this is something that they celebrate. Every year his birthday comes around, it's celebrated by the people in power in Ukraine. So that is another update there. And let's get to some news stories now. So we have this story this is an interesting one, that Russian President Putin has instructed Shoigu to report by the 1st of February on the provision of Russian army units and subunits involved in the SED with arms, military and special equipment, material and resources, including uniforms and outfits, mobile reconnaissance equipment, personal armor and camouflage equipment, and on measures being taken to improve the Russian Defense Ministry work in this area. So a lot of people are reading this order, this instruction from the Russian president for Shoigu to report on just the general status of the military and how they are equipped. A lot of people are viewing this as meaning that a Russian offensive, this big Russian offensive that is rumored to occur any day now, will actually begin after February 1st. That is what some analysts are interpreting from this instruction from Putin. So I thought that was an interesting bit of news. We have another interesting bit of news. Let's take a peek in here. And that is that according to the Times of Israel, the new Israeli foreign minister, Cohen, was speaking to Lavrov and the other day, and U.S. Secretary of State Blinken actually gave Cohen a secret message to pass on to Lavrov. No one knows what this message is. No one even knows if this rumor is true, to be quite honest. But I think we enter. Yeah. You want to go into the amusement park? Let's walk around the amusement park, and then we'll go to the beach. And no one knows if this rumor is true, if there was a secret message from Blinken to Lavrov. But the Times of Israel is reporting this. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken asked new Israeli Foreign Minister Eli Cohen to convey messages onto Russia in a Monday phone call. A senior diplomatic official told the Times of Israel on Tuesday. So there is music here, so I am going to have to exit as the music plays. Unfortunately, we can't go further in to the amusement park. But anyway, a nice Christmas treat for the citizens of Larnaca and for everyone watching as well. The Viking, the pirate part. Where is Ursula when you need her? Ursula van der Pirate, where are you? I did a story this morning on how Germany is all good with seizing Russian assets. Oh, there's Ursula right there. You can see Ursula? There she is. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this article from the Times of Israel. Cohen spoke to his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov on Tuesday afternoon and passed along the messages. The Israeli official would not reveal what the American message was. Wow, neither the Israeli nor the U.S. readouts mentioned any talk of the 10th-month-long war in Ukraine. The State Department did not respond to a request for confirmation. I imagine this is true. I imagine that Blinken gave a message to Cohen, and Cohen relayed that message to Lavrov. The only question is, what do you think this message was? Do you think this was a warning? Was Blinken sending Lavrov a warning? Or was Blinken sending Lavrov a set of demands so that the war can wind down? Because you know that Blinken was not trying to find some kind of peace settlement or a negotiated peace. That would be very unlike Blinken and the State Department. So I'm just wondering, was Blinken threatening? Did he threaten Lavrov? Or did he say, look, pull out of Ukraine and then we'll remove sanctions or something like that, which is also kind of a threat. Is there a difference between a warning and a demand? I don't know. Who knows? Either way, one thing's for sure. Blinken did not, I would imagine that Blinken did not send a message via Cohen to Lavrov looking for some sort of fair peace in Ukraine. I doubt that happened. I'm sure it was some sort of warning with a set of demands or who knows what else. Anyway, let's see. Given the fact that we had this strike in Makvekka, this precision strike, and we have these Blinken warnings to supposedly we have this Blinken message. I'm the one that said warnings. Supposedly we have this Blinken message to Lavrov for something. We have another precision strike that hit a Russian recruitment base or something like that. And let me pull up the story so we can take a look at what is happening, because it looks like the US or NATO, they seem to be changing their tactics a bit. And from what I'm getting, they're actually helping the Ukraine military. If they're not the ones doing it themselves, they seem to be helping the Ukraine military hit some very precise targets where Russian soldiers, recruits, military personnel are located. And this is an interesting development, a troubling development if you're Russia. The Ukraine armed forces fired at the military commandant's office in Vasilievka, Zaporozhye region. There are wounded and dead, according to a local politician and part of the regional administration, Vladimir Rogov. A heavy projectile hit the area near the military commandant's office, where there was a queue of local residents waiting to receive passes for personal vehicles. Seems like this is another precision strike. I wonder if, like, Blinken told Lavrov something along the lines of, either you guys, Russia, either you wind this down or submit to our demands to leave the regions and all of these demands that the collective West has. Either you guys submit, or we're going to ramp things up in terms of hitting targets that we've located, that we have on our radar in the Donbass. I wonder if it was something like that, because you have the precision strike Makvekka, you have now this strike at a commandant's office. Seems like Ukraine is all of a sudden able to hit locations with Russian personnel with great accuracy. So that's another story there. And do I have anything else? How about this tweet from Guy Verhofstadt? He says, one picture says it all. 9 packages of sanctions and the effect is less than zero. We are rewarding Russia for its war against us. And it has a list of like all the EU countries and how their trade with Russia in 2022 went up. And he's all pissed off. This guy's an uber EU neocon. Like, this guy's neocon EU to the max. And the reason he's putting out this tweet is he wants to egg on more sanctions and tougher sanctions against Russia. That's why he's putting this out there. He's trying to signal that the EU needs more sanctions against Russia, tougher sanctions against Russia. But it's no surprise that the trade has increased between Russia and many EU nations. I mean, take a look at where is it? Slovenia, I believe. 346% increase. Man, off the charts for Slovenia, trade with Russia. Austria, 139% increase. 262% increase for Luxembourg. Cyprus, 138% increase in trade. Greece, 142% increase. Hungary, 132% increase. And on it goes. And where it stops, nobody knows. Italy, 100% increase. Look, this makes sense. Because as the sanctions were getting rolled out, all of the EU countries, what they did is they just bought up everything they could from Russia. Any commodities they could, you name it, they were buying it and they were stockpiling it. Like oil and gas, everything, you name it. So it makes sense that you have this huge increase. I imagine in 2023, it's going to significantly decrease. I would imagine. That's just my thinking of as to why this is. So let's now see if we have some more stories. You can see the moon is right there. The sun is starting to set in Larnaca. Sam Bankman-Fried, he pleads not guilty. His lawyers are also trying to hide the people who flipped his bail, who took up his $250 million bail to get him out of prison. It's his parents and some hidden people. We don't know who, and he's trying to block that revelation. I wonder if it was Zelensky. I wonder if Zelensky gave the $250 million to spring Bankman-Fried out of prison. Anyway, they're trying to block the outing of the people who bailed out Sam Bankman-Fried. And two more stories, and I'll wrap this up. Two more stories. And I guess you could consider these clown worlds. Well, maybe this one is not a clown world. How about Bolton is trying to get Turkey out of NATO? Good luck with that, Bolton. So Bolton wants Turkey out of NATO because Turkey is cooperating with Russia, and for John Bolton, that is simply unacceptable. Now remember, Bolton, he has a think tank in DC which is dedicated to the overthrow of Erdogan. It's dedicated to regime change in Turkey. So John Bolton is very upset with Turkey. He wants Erdogan gone. He wants them out of NATO. He has his think tank that is set up to do just that. We talked about this in multiple videos for the Duran, about how Erdogan, as he tries to find peace, as he moves closer to peace with Assad in Syria, as he cooperates with Russia, he's become now the gas hub for all of Europe as well. As all of this happens with Turkey, as Turkey looks into BRICS and the SEO, Bolton is signaling that it is time for regime change in Turkey. So everyone watching this video from Turkey, 2023, I imagine, is going to be a very interesting year for all of you guys. John Bolton, he's coming after you, so be prepared. Be prepared. John Bolton, he is a chief high priest neocon. So he's signaling that it's time for Turkey to go. And let's do a clown world, kind of a clown world. I think it's a clown world. Zelensky, the Ukraine government, Ukraine Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal, they've come up with a final tally of the cost for reconstruction of Ukraine. I talked about this in my morning video, and I talked about this yesterday as well with the 18 billion loan to Ukraine and Ursula's call to Zelensky And in my morning video, I talked about how Germany is ready to pony up. No, not ready to pony up. Germany, I'm talking nonsense. Germany is ready to seize Russian assets and give them over to Zelensky. Well, the Zelensky government, they've now put a price tag on all the money they're going to need for reconstruction. Oh, and BlackRock and the WEF and all of these meetings that are going to take place soon, and how they're going to put this whole reconstruction thing together. The final tally is more than $700 billion. More than $700 billion. That's what they need. Let's see if I've got a quote here from Schmeigel. This is what he told the cabinet meeting in Kiev, according to UNIAN news agency. Together with the World Bank, we plan to conduct another verification of Ukraine's needs for a quick recovery. Let me remind you that we had such an estimate at the beginning of June. Then the figure was $350 billion in damage. Given the latest attacks on our infrastructure, today this amount reaches more than $700 billion. That is what the European Union and the United States is going to give Zelensky. $700 billion. That's what they're looking for. All right, let's see. We're going to end the video here. I love you forever. I love you forever. TheDuran.locals.com. We are also on Rockfin as well. We are on Telegram. We are on BitChute. We are on Rumble. We are on ODYSEE. And the Duran shop. Pick up some merch, 10% off. Use the code. Good day. Take care, everybody.